This EP is just, it's just full of absolute brutality, as fast, as aggressive, as hateful as you can possibly get for it. I think it takes everything we did on the last record and amps it up, you know, yet again.
We were really happy with how the music turned out. We wrote everything in a jam space.
Charlie will simply just start doing a riff, and I'll start playing it, and simply we jam off of that, and we just play off of where each one of us thinks something should go naturally, and we'll do that for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatnot. And we're like, hey, that was really cool, or this riff was cool, or this section was cool, and then we just kind of build it, you know, and that's really how we did a lot of this EP. Was pretty much the same type of idea. The only thing we had to, of course, deal with was the pandemic. And, you know, we got together when we could, you know, and we tried to really just write in a lot of that emotion, the isolation, just a lot of the unknown about what was really happening at that time, you know, and really try to put that into the record.
It's an expression of exactly what we were going through at that time. This album is nothing but anger condensed into 15 minutes of music. So we knew as soon as we finished writing PLAGUEWORM, the first track on the EP, that we were going to go back to Apartment 2 recording and work with Topon.
I would like to think, actually, I don't know, but I would like to think that one of the things that makes the albums that we've done together, you know, maybe a bit different and a bit interesting is that, like, I'm not really a death metal guy. So I'd like to feel that, you know, we get a little bit of that kind of like that raw edge in what you do.
We knew that Topon could capture the sonic aggression that we were going for. We didn't want something overproduced. We didn't want it sounding like every other death metal album out there. We wanted it to sound real and organic, but not raw and shitty.
And that's the stuff that I love. Like when I get to be involved with a band, like, you know, very creatively, and it's kind of, I wouldn't say like, you know, accepted, but we kind of gel in a good way, you know. It's like push and pull of, you know, they got this idea and maybe I have some input, and we kind of like, you know, we get to create something really good. Those are always the best recording experiences.
The experience was great. Topon pushed me quite hard on some of the drum fills to really improve, and, you know, if some of the stuff wasn't working, I mean, he was, you know, quick to say it doesn't really think it's working, and I should try something different. And I think it really shows when you listen back to it. The fills sound wickedly solid. I think I'm really, really happy with the overall performances.
That's the idea. So when people come here, I want to push the best performance out of them as possible.
We spent more time actually on the drum sound as well, really, for this record. More time on the tones for the toms and the snare sound. And I think it really shows, you know, I mean, I use 8-inch and 10-inch and 14-inch type toms, but they're quite small, and yet I think in the mix they all carry through. Not only do you hear the drum, but you actually hear the tone of the drum on those fills. So, you know, it's really a testament to Topon's experience and time that was put in, and I think he, you know, just did an incredible job.
I think Neil really pushed himself on this album from a drumming perspective. Neil's drumming on Harbinger is worth the price of admission as far as I'm concerned. It's absolutely incredible.
Charlie did an absolutely phenomenal job writing the lyrics for this. Like top notch for this release.
I wrote the lyrics allegorically on Harbinger. So when you're reading through it, it just is poetic anger. But if you have my translation card, you'll be able to understand exactly what I'm saying. But no one fucking cares about the lyrics in death metal anyway, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna just feel the anger coming through each and every song, every fucking riff, every drum fill, every scream.
I do think it's important for a band to kind of at least, you know, have a vision of what they do, and that doesn't mean like, you know, references and sounding like other bands, you know. It's just like be confident in what you do. Like go into it like head first and be brave about what you're doing.
After every song I'm in pain. My arms are in pain, my wrists are in pain, my fucking every part of my body is in pain. Because these songs are just so fucking angry, so violent, so aggressive. My hope is that you feel that on this album. And that's why we went back to Apartment 2 to work with Topon again.
Albums don't sound good if the musicianship isn't there, and you know that it starts with the band. You know, honestly, it starts and ends with the band, because all the plugins in the world and all the editing and everything, it's never going to sound as good if the band isn't good.
And I think that this is an incredible sounding album.
I think it's, you know, some of our absolute best work. I think overall as a cohesive package, it came together fantastic.
I have not heard an album that sounds like this yet.
I was really happy because I think it sounds better than the album, you know? And it's like, that's, you know, that's one of those things that's like, oh, it's a bummer in a way, because it sucks to say stuff like that, but whenever I work on anything, I want it to be better than the last thing I did, right? So hopefully the next thing we do like makes this EP sound like total garbage.